wrong. If you keep picking every offense from your wife and keeping that record in your head, the family will move forward. So you have to love, selfless kind of love, forgive and forget. Love is not easily angered or resentful. Not easily angered. There are some people who are quick-tempered. Little things put them off. Love is not easily angered, not easily provoked. Love is patient. Be patient with your wife as a man. That's God's assignment for you.
Wow. That's a lot to take in for love. So without wasting our time, we'll go into the next point. Well, one of the other things you picked up, I think that same woman that talked about love.
Love also talked about respect.
Respect.
She talked about respect.
You know this respect thing is actually a topic that I was let us spend a little bit of time in. Because respect seems to be one-sided.
Well, I've listened to a couple of marriage counselors and preachers who emphasize the point that they said the main needs, according to them, the main need of a man is respect.
Yes.
They will say a man does not want love. As a woman, you cannot love a man. They said the main need of a man is respect. But I want them to know.
Mommy, do you know something? I realized that we see things in different perspectives, in different genders. Let me explain.
Okay.
I go to my wife. Maybe she's in the kitchen. She's trying to do something in the kitchen, and I'm going to help her do it. She wants to cook. She wants to cook. I'm going to help her cook. She won't see. She will see it as love. The female gender see that act that I did for her as love.
And it's actually love.
Wait now, I cook. I serve her. She's so happy. She feel loved.
That's act of service.
But if the wife does it to the man, he sees it as respect.
Okay.
The same deed. Your wife goes to the kitchen, cooks for you, serves you the food. You see it as a man, you see it as respect.
So that is different interpretation of saying
the man interprets
as respect.
The
woman interprets it as love
because of our emotional build-up. You understand? So if as a man I see services as respect, and as a woman you see selfless service from your husband
as love.
So what do we now really need? That's the point.
But from the woman's analysis,
yes,
she said she wants a man who would respect her. I want you to know that respect is end.
That's where now I want you to now come in for the female.
For the female, for us as female, what respect means it's value.
Value. Okay.
To value me, to regard me, to think highly of someone.
I think one of the women towards the end said something about taking my advice.
Okay, we'll get to that other one. That's listening. They want a man who listens. That's another role or assignment for the man.
Yeah.
But this issue of respect, they said to think highly of, to honor, to be polite, to have concern about another person, to consider another person, to regard and value another person, to respect someone. One thing you should know, there are men who sees their wife as a piece of trash. They see their wife as nothing. They don't regard the woman. They see, if you see, I've seen where a man treats a woman like a nobody. You act like she's nobody in the house. She doesn't mean anything to you. And that woman, there is nothing. One thing we should know, respect is end. You want a woman to respect you, but you don't value her. You don't regard her like she's just nothing in the house. Respect is what you give, you get what you give. Men, you need to remember something, that you get what you give. If you don't value or regard your wife, you cannot earn respect from her. So if you respect and value her like she's someone worth it, she will in turn reciprocate. That respect you so desire as a man, you get it.
So if I'm going to come in now, because I think I'm the only man in this situation now. I have like 7 women already. I'm going to come in. I think one of the things I realized in this thing is a woman who is respectful can control her husband, even without the husband knowing.
Exactly.
I'm saying that. Exactly. I'm saying that a woman can propel you to do what she wants you to do with respect. It's a power that God gave to them. I just feel like it's
power of influence.
Yes, the woman has the power of influence, and one of the things I realized with that power, when used in the right way,
of course,
you can be in control. I feel like the arsenals the woman have over the man is too much. So when a woman is even talking about equality, I'm like, what do you want?
Of course.
Because what you already have
It's more than enough.
way more than.
More
For
than
example,
enough.
now, as a man, if I want to enjoy life, I must include a woman.
To get it balanced.
Yes. Imagine it now.
That it balances
Even
the
in the
equation.
word,
It balances
basically,
the
even
equation.
in the secular word, a natural man that wants to say, I want to go out, I find babe. There is always the female factor to make us
make you complete.
But the woman,
But
if
that
the woman
is,
wants to do what she wants to do, she will do what she wants to do. So you will not hear them saying, I want to go and take, I want to carry man. Do you get the perspective?
that is how God has made us.
So there is an influential part of them where a woman can actually now make a man do what she wants him to do.
If you know the right buttons to press.
So
if
when
you
you
know
now
the
try
right
to now
button to
get
press,
you want to earn respect in the wrong manner, you find out that you won't be respected because two captains cannot
be.
But when the woman has a perception of being very respectful, the man might you turn foolish. I think I could remember when Mr. Alika during our interview last time said, my family members thought I'm controlled by my wife, but what I perceive from that is the woman is so submissive.
To the point that they feel she's manipulating the man.
Do you understand? The woman is so submissive that the man has fallen in love with him for years that he just begins to take what she wants to. You know, if my wife wants me to do what she wants her to do,
she knows what to do.
And she makes it as if it's me that's suggesting it, and I come out as a man, and the next thing is I'm feeling like
but in all, I know I'm sure what from their own perspective, from the women's perspective, we want a man who would value us. Don't treat a woman like a piece of commodity in the house. You talk to her anyhow. You've not seen where a man abuses a woman verbally. That's verbal abuse. That will have different kinds of abuse. But I've seen where a man will wash a woman from head to toe, and all she will just feel worthless. She will feel worthless. She will feel used. She will feel abused. As a man, I know women we have to respect. That's our primary assignment: respect and submission. Yes. But in turn, we men also need to value their wife. Know what to say to her, irrespective of her character. Know what to say to her. Learn to regard her person. Learn to appreciate her efforts. And please make her know that someone what it is in the house with you. Very important.
That's another great point. So we're going to let's hear how much we can reach before.
Of course, fine. And I'm sure the second person made mention of a man as a provider. What she needs from her husband.
The Bible says a man who cannot provide
it's worse than an infidel.
I want us to do this. Please go to your dictionary
and look for the word infidel.
If you hear the meaning of infidel, you
want to repent. I've also listened to preachers, marriage counselors and preachers who, I don't want to say try to debate that point in 1 Timothy 5:8. I've listened to them and they said in that place the Bible did not categorically place the role of provision solely for the man. And I listened and I was wondering, there's no debate, there should be no debate about who should have the main role or responsibility of provision. If we take our minds back to creation, when God made man and placed Adam in the garden, the first assignment God gave to Adam was what? Was work. That was the first assignment God gave to Adam. Work. Till the ground, do this, work. That means, as a man, you cannot afford to be lazy.
Okay, Mom, what if you look at it from this perception? I think I get it, and that's actually the truth. But there's a perception in the society we live in today now where we now need to evolve. I think I still look at it in Genesis. One of the things that the woman was not initially placed under the man. Initially. In creation.
No, of course not. God had a view, male and female. Now, but the man came first,
yes,
and was handed the responsibility.
Where that responsibility came, where the exact word God used was, I place you under the man. And let me explain. It was when Adam fell. When they fell, they ate the fruit in the garden. And God now said, this woman, for now, I'm placing
your needs,
it was the curse.
everything.
It was a curse that the woman
Under
had to
your
bear.
under the husband.
Placing you under the man.
The man.
That was not that. It was in the beginning. It was not so.
From the beginning, the main assignment for Eve was a helpmate. Was a helpmate because God, after
and
making
there's something
man,
about helping mate.
Assistance.
You don't seek
support.
help from people that you are bigger than. I want us to understand that.
That's true.
You don't seek help. So God created.
God knows the woman has so much.
God created a woman and gave her too many power.
To help a man, to assist a man. That's true.
Meaning what she has spiritually and physically.
It's more than enough to push any man.
A lot
that is what God said in Proverbs. Saying that finds a wife, finds a good thing.
Because God knows what He places inside.
So
but
much
then
virtue.
They could not really the power they have. They could not if it is not placed under check. God realized
can be abused.
So God now said, I place this woman now
under the man to submit to that man.
So but no matter what you have, no matter how much crown you have, no matter how much spiritual, physical,
whatever it is,
you have to now go
submit and yield under that man.
You hear the Bible say something like, if a woman makes a vow in church and you go home, your husband can cancel that vow, irrespective. So
that's true, as the head.
You know, if you look at 1 Corinthians, you now see a lot about headship. 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, you see the value of headship. You tell a woman that a woman who
has to cover her hair, that's true.
You know, the primary meaning of that thing is is the man actually, if you don't have respect for your man, you don't have respect for
problem.
And yes, so when this analysis is done now, you come to realize that provision, basically, a man who cannot provide
for his home,
meaning the whole provision, because it's now primarily said that you as a man should now be the one to now go out and furnish this woman with what she needs.
What she needs. She's a homemaker. You give her what to.
Now, in a question where the situation is now turned. Probably we are in a society where women now. I usually tell people that a house where you see that woman is the breadwinner or something is usually not.
If not well handled.
Yes, it's usually that
the man begins to hand over his own responsibility gradually to the man, to the woman.
Spiritual,
that's true, of course.
Because as a man, you're supposed to be the priest of your home.
Of course, exactly.
You are the pastor in your house.
We'll get there.
You are the.
Of course, we'll get there.
If you are not even understanding, if you are not following up your spiritual headship,
you lose your place.
Becomes a problem. Yes.
You lose your place. So, as a man in Ephesians, God has made you the head of your home, and as the head, there are so many responsibilities. There are so many expectations from you as the head, and one of such expectations is provision. You have to provide, be able to provide for your home, no matter how small. No matter how small. I've seen situations where men will be at home sleeping, waiting for. Not I was told, I have seen. And at times I just sit down and try to imagine how do you feel when you sleep all through the day waiting for your wife to go hustle and come back, and you are ordering and make food from the hustle, and you are crossing your leg to eat that food. I don't know. At times I imagine how the men think. You have to be hard working as a man. And women, we should also know that our role is to support, is to help. And also we should also learn to balance the equation. Because at times you see the woman earning more than the man. In such situation, the woman should also know that the man still remains the head. If the man is a hard-working man and you are earning more than the man, and you see this man trying, this man is hard-working, you have to submit. And one thing we should know in a godly marriage, not the world kind of marriage, that if you are working as a woman and the man is working, it is 1 + 1.
Yes.
There is no my money, your money, his money, my money. It is 1 + 1. So if your wife is even hardworking, it's an added advantage. Of course, in our previous episode, he said everything is joint, all achieving, all aimed at.
Even if the man aims lower,
it's an added advantage.
And that advantage comes in where he still feels like a provider. One of the things that I actually see in most of the Christians is most times men are devastated emotionally when they are not able to
provide. That's true.
Rub it on their face, like, oh, I'm the one doing this. You know?
So there must be that balance. You have to still respect, still submit.
Pastor gave to me, and I actually took it very seriously. He said, if as a man you cannot make certain provisions for your home, what you are doing at that moment is you are legally handing over
Your role, your headship, your leadership to the wife. That's true. Because there's this thing in women that when you begin to provide, if not, God has placed.
Respect spiritual principles.
Of course.
So
if you switch his role,
you respect whatever you swap.
That is it.
That's how he respected. You know, when they asked Adam, where are you? The issue to
where were you?
They asked Eve David
to the serpent.
So the serpent automatically became the prince of the world because they handed over the dominion God gave to them
to the serpent.
So if as a man you hand over a dominion that God has given to you as a right over your home to the woman, automatically
you are handing over your leadership, your role, your authority to your wife.
God will now bless the woman, knowing that she's the one who is doing
everything, the work which you were primarily meant to do. But I have one advice for women, and that is when you know the state or the level, the financial state of your husband part-time, you have to know what to not just argument, you have to know what to demand for. Yes. There are some women who are just covetous in nature. You know the state of the man, because now we are saying men should provide for their household. Yes. We should know that in provision there are basic needs. Clothing, food, you have to know that the state, what that man is earning and what you are demanding for, can it cover for that? So you have to know that life is in phases and men are in sizes per time as a woman.
Life is in phases.
And men are in sizes per time.
This is a phrase that I've actually been in this program.
Fine. So in provision, you have to consider. You have to consider the man. And also, we have to also know that provision is not just money. It's not just physical needs. There's emotional provision, there's physical needs, there's spiritual needs. So it is not just money. It goes way beyond money. Another role of a man, which we heard from the feedback we got from other women we sampled, is a godly man. One of them needed a godly man. I'm sure she mentioned, I need that is closer to God. And that is one role God has handed over to the men. Of course, as the man of the house, you are the leader of your home. And as a leader, God has made you the priest.
Most times in the Bible, where the Lord left the men to attend to a woman, is that there was no man to cry. If you look at countless times in the Bible,
women took charge.
Women
took charge, occupied.
You realize that men ran scared, and when a woman now stands, he had no choice.
Of course.
But naturally, primarily, God wants to do business with men.
Of course.
And he wants them to be the priest. So at that point, you realize that if as a man you give up priesthood, you come to realize that priesthood you are giving up, your wife will take it up.
That is true. And you have so many men who are you have so many men who are failing in this regard. So many men.
You tell your children to go and do the morning devotion.
They are so empty spiritually. It's so and even in churches, of course, even in churches, you see the women in number, they are more. Yeah. When they counted, when Jesus fed the 5,000 with 4,000 men with 5 loaves of bread, 5,000. He said they counted the women; they could not count them. He said 5,000 men beside women and children. So I'm sure the women were more in number. We could not count, but they could count 5,000 men beside women and children. If you see a congregation these days, you see women outnumbering men because men are failing in that their responsibility of being the head. As a man, you have to be the head, that is a spiritual head of your home. You have to be the pastor of your home. You have to be a friend and a lover of God.
I was talking to, it was a business meeting, so
okay.
I didn't want to pay attention to what I was saying. We were talking about something, and the man said, like my wife now, my wife is now she's the spiritual backbone.
She's the pastor, I'm sure you act ignorantly. Ignorantly, like my wife, that fire.
My wife is the spiritual backbone of the house. Like, she.
That's the misplaced. And the thing is a thing to brag about. It's a thing to brag about. It's a prayer warrior.
Yeah, we say you are supposed to take responsibility because these things are there. in this spirit.
And we have godly examples of men who were lovers of God. We have example like David.
Yeah.
God said, this is a man after my own heart. We have men also like Moses. God said, this is my friend. Describe Moses as a friend. Say, if there is any prophet that I speak to others blah, 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 by similitude, with dreams. But for Moses, I speak to him mouth to mouth. Are you understanding me? That shows how close the relationship was between Moses and God.
I think the Christians we have today, from one of the things the apostles taught us during the New Testament was that when the veil was torn,
everybody has access, of course. And even till today,
in a world where everybody
has access to God directly.
But the problem now is we now come to a place where
making out time.
Mediators apart from Jesus.
Who will help them do the business? Yes. That is why you see these churches today, people want to pay for who will pray for them, people want to pay for miracles. Nobody wants to fast for me. Pay for pastors who will fast, pay the price directly and hear from God. And there's nothing as beautiful. There is nothing as romantic, there's nothing as beautiful as having a man that hears from God. Yes. There's nothing as beautiful as having someone you just relax and probably you have you will be peaceful.
Your daughter is falling and something is
and you just say, my wife, relax. God.
This is not what God told me.
Of course, standing in the gap. And you know one thing with marriage.
As a woman, the man is following you.
There's a problem. It's a serious problem. Serious problem. Spiritual failure in him. The serious problem. Of course.
You lay hand on me and let this.
I was listening to Bishop David Oyedepo of recent, and I heard him appreciating the wife. And the wife was also appreciating him as the leader of the home. And the wife said, my husband is a man of faith. My husband taught me to have faith. And that was so commended. Like, I was happy hearing those words from the wife. Like, my husband taught me to pray, strengthened my faith. And he said at times there are situations that will arise, and it's so turbulent that, and one thing in marriage, situations, storms must arise in marriage. And it will come without...
I know how that you pushed us for you to come to this city and do this.
So what I mean is, she said, turbulent situation will arise, and Bishop will relax. Yeah. Bishop will just tell the wife, relax. And she was like, how do I relax in this kind of situation? But the man got her covered, made her go and relax. I'm handling this. I'm on it. There's nothing as beautiful to know that the man is in charge. Spiritually, you can go and sleep. At times, you think there are things that just shows up at home. And I say, man, when I wake up and see my husband pray, I'll just go and relax. I'm like, the man is taking his place, covering the children, prayer covering the home. And at times there'll be some challenges at home, like God said, and you just go and sleep. God said, God just told me. There's nothing as beautiful as having a man that hears from God. To be with a man that is spiritually deaf, it can be a problem. Storm will come and sweep you. He's not sensitive spiritually. He won't say, my wife, be careful today. I'm perceiving like this. That is, you have friends. And like, my wife, be careful of this friend. Like, I'm not. Yeah. You are saying tomorrow. You are in charge, covering the family, covering the children. You tell you, like, I don't like this boy, like what I'm saying. You have as a man, you cannot afford to be daft spiritually.
We don't have an advantage. I've realized over time recently that no matter how much connection you have as a human being,
if you are not connected to God,
you don't have any advantage. Our advantage as Christians is in the spirit.
That is it.
And if as a man you cannot do business in the spirit,
you are nothing. You failed.
How free a man can be. I was held by the KK was held by all these tax force guys, and it was illegal. I was trying to see how I can get myself out of it, and the only thing I could just do was say, God, this, handle this. And suddenly the guy that was shouting, just stopped shouting.
Beautiful.
And started talking to me.
Beautiful.
And before we know, we added the situation. So I just looked at, there's no advantage.
If there is nothing you have in life that is worth it if God is absent. Your connection to God makes you
be able to come and tell you, I had a dream about this.
and you're like, beautiful. That is it. And Genesis 18:19, God was talking about Abraham. He said, for I know him, that he will command his household to love me.
Yes, even Joshua.
Beautiful. So you as a man, you have to, you are to command your household to follow God. And one thing we should know is that if your marriage fails, God is holding you accountable. As a man, God will not, when Eve misbehaved, messed up at the Garden of Eden, God said, Adam, where are you? Where are you? You see, at times we'll say in church, the prophet will ask the woman, where is your husband? He says, at home. That question, like, you are at home, the woman is in church. What are you doing at home on a Sunday morning? It's so abnormal. It's so abnormal. I just pray that men listening to us will wake up and take their place. So the next role or assignment beside being a godly man is faithfulness. Faithfulness. There's nothing as beautiful as having a faithful man. Proverbs 26. Who can find a faithful man? That means they're in short supply. Who can find a faithful man? Thank God I have one at home. Wow. I'm proud of the husband I have at home. Who can find? That means they're in short supply. But thank God we still have some faithful men. And what do I mean by faithfulness? It's someone who is reliable, someone who is trustworthy, who is loyal, who is steadfast in affection, who is firm in adherence to promises. You make promises to your wife, you keep breaking promises, you keep breaking your vows. Now the vow they take on the wedding day now is just for formality. People should know that vow is it's a covenant. The vow you take is a covenant. It's a covenant. People should respect that vow. When you are faithful, when there's faithfulness in the atmosphere of faithfulness in your home, there's no suspicion. There's no suspicion. When the man is faithful, there's no suspicion. Like, are you sure he has not? Where did he go? Or where did he know? Where is he coming from?
But man, there are some women that are actually jealous by your name.
Yes, but like for me, for example, if my husband is answering call by 12, I'm relaxed because I know the man is a faithful man. I know there's nothing to worry about. Men, please try to be faithful. The rate of infidelity is something else. It's a lot. I'm telling you.
I think one guy was lamenting on Twitter, or a lady actually was lamenting on Twitter that she bought a Ashebi of 55,000. She met the woman in a hotel with another man. You
can imagine. The rate of infidelity. Why did you go in? Why did you go in? So please, men, learn to be faithful. Another quality of our role or assignment of a husband is a family man. A family man, being a godly father to your children. Being a godly father to your children. In training, in discipline, in nurturing your children. Don't be an absentee father. There are many men who are never there. They don't spend quality time with their children. And even the household, not just children, with the wife and their children. You don't spend quality time with your children. As a man, you cannot afford to be an absentee father. Learn to create time. Be involved in the lives of your children. I watched a story, or I read a story of a man or a father who was climbing a mountain with his son. And the father was like, the boy was climbing behind him. And the father was like, be careful, son. And the son said, Daddy, you don't have a problem. I am putting my feet exactly where you placed your feet. That means the man was a role model. As a father, you have to be the role model of your children. They are looking up to you. When you are the one drinking, you are the one smoking, you are the one womanizing. What kind of... You are not sending the... I know of one. Sending the son, and there's an witnessed one. Not I was told. Sending his son to go and write love letter and send and pass across to a woman. Sending his son to go and buy cigar and buy drink. And today the son is upside down. He's a drug addict. He's a yahoo. He's gone. When you send your son to go and meet that woman and write love notes to the woman, what are you teaching that boy? How to womanize? And the boy's mother is at home and alive. You are teaching and training the boy to be smart in cheating. So you as a father know that you are the role model of your children. They are looking up to you as a father. You cannot afford to fail those children.
See, how many of our points are
I'm sure we have family man, we have like 2 more. And that is leadership role. Leadership role. Every woman wants to marry a man who knows who he is, who knows where he is going to, and who knows how he wants to get there. That's a man of vision. And that's one thing I love about my husband. Knowing where you are going to. Even when the immediate or the present condition is not looking at it, but he knows for sure where he's going to. He's aware. He knows I'm just here, but I know what I want out of life. There are many men who are just living a level of trial and error. Life of trial and error. They don't even know what they want out of life. They don't even know what they want out of life. If you give them money now, they have no business idea. They have no plans. If you give them 10 million naira, and there's this statement that the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer.
There was an experiment. They said that if somebody said that if they collect everybody's money in this world
and give to a poor man and share it accordingly,
that the same people who are rich now
will feel fine because they know the principle, they know the plans, they know the way to keep getting richer. There are men who are so daft, sorry to use that word. They don't have any plans in their head. The head is just like empty coconut. Empty coconut. There is nothing in their head. No plan, no vision. I'm telling you. So women want a man who will lead them and their children. Who will lead them. Who will take charge. Who will be in front. And what is vision? Vision is saying tomorrow today. When you know where you are going to. When you lead.
If you don't act like a leader, you're confused. One of the things that happens in your home is the woman will be forced to want to lead.
Of course, because she's seeing.
She doesn't want to sing. So as she has children, you know this motherly love kicks in.
Of course.
I follow this man where he goes. Me and my children will
I'm sure. So she begins to make plan B. Yes. She begins to have a plan B in the home because she sees that you are not going anywhere. When you are not going anywhere, something is a leadership failure.
Yes, I realize that this marriage is over time. Some of these women starts being submissive, starts as being submissive within 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. A
woman would definitely submit to a man with vision.
You become rebellious and you become.
You begin to wonder why.
You begin to understand that they've tried to follow this man for the past.
And he has been failing. Can't make good decisions. Can't make good decisions.
One of the greatest qualities of a leader is not just knowing what to do.
And how to do it.
It's using what people know to do it. For example, you have an airplane. Even if you as a person, you do not have a particular sense of direction at some point, you have somebody who has take the idea and use it.
That is it. That is it.
Sometimes I realize that in my team, I have people who are better than this, who are better than this, who are better
and you pick up the ideas.
Do this one.
Pick up the ideas and move the family. All we want is drive the family to where doing the doer. Of course, you can.
If you get a family, you know, as a man, I'm not financially literate. If I handle money, I'm not good. You now get
a wife who's good.
Now, when she's handling it, you're leading. Okay, we're going to do
you're
this.
You're working as a team.
Yes, we're going to do this.
Working as a team.
Tell me what it takes, what we take. We say, okay, if we save like this, if we save like this, okay, do it. Now, the woman is not forced to do it by herself.
It's a teamwork.
Now that you told her to do it. You know, most times I tell myself that if somebody comes to me and said he wants to do it, I say, okay, go and do it. That's my instruction.
Of course. But there are some men who don't even know what to do. Don't even know what to do. Not helping, just there. You can't run. And vision is for runners. Vision is, say, Abacus say, write the vision, make it plain, that he may run. That's one thing I love about my husband. He is a visionary. There are things we're enjoying today in my home that was seen yesterday. And I thought, like, this thing you were saying, I can't even understand. You were like, don't worry. Then today is just like it's clear as crystal. Like, yeah, I said, this man, thank you for this thing. Thank you for taking this step. But like you say, when I was saying it, you didn't understand. I said, yeah, I did not understand, but he was saying tomorrow, today. He was saying tomorrow, today. And the next point is a sense of humor as a man. A sense of humor as a man. What is humor? Being happy.
One of the women evidently said that. Make that my husband will not be coming home and everybody is
that is it. You are not, as a woman, you are not to be the lion of the tribe of your home. The lion of the tribe of your home. When your wife and children, when they hear your horn, the horn of the car from afar, everybody's taking cover because the lion of the tribe of your home, of their home, is coming. As a man, don't be too rigid. Don't be too rigid. You learn to play, learn to laugh, learn to commonize things. And one thing about being humorous, it diffuses tension. It diffuses tension in the home. It calms down situations. You just laugh over it, and it makes everybody calm.
If you give my dad water, give my dad food without water, he will tell you, call you, come, call my mom, come. She will come. He said, It's like those people that used to sell water around there. They don't used to sell it here too.
making you know what is missing. Go and buy water. Go and buy water.
So now laugh and bring the water. Now that's the situation that's supposed to bring raise tension.
Raise tension. It just diffuse the tension. Proverbs 17:22 say, "Merry heart doeth good like medicine." Don't be too rigid. Strive for happiness in your home. Have fun time. Have playtime. Have playtime. Children can jump on your hair. Children can have playtime.
The whole house
is in a playful mood.
We are always in the mood of correction.
And children are always very strict. Everything they see you.
I think it's when, as a man, you are always in that mood of correcting. I know correcting is good, but I think sometimes you should take a break and just feel the moment.
Teach them in love.
A family was, a guy was telling me that he doesn't play with that. Like he doesn't want to, but when the play starts,
before you know,
something will happen and
everything will change.
Like it. So you notice that in the evening they come into their house. They went to their house. In the evening everybody goes to their room.
Everybody's looking. The house is looking too serious.
Yes, the man might see something that he would want to correct
and spark about it.
Even growing up at some point, we realized that my dad would actually call his attention to it, and it helped. We had this. You are talking with him, and there's always something
you are
correct. He will remind you of what you've done, and everybody started saying.
And if you are that kind of a man, the children will not be open. So they will not be open. There are some things you would not know about those children. At times, let them be free when they're in your presence. Let them not be too tense. And there are things they will not open up to you, and they will miss it and miss the road. To have a sense of humor as a man. And finally, romance. Your role or character, the main characteristics of a man, or what the expectation, or from women, what our expectation is romance. And romance is not just sex, but care. Attention. Care, attention, surprises. These are little things. We talked about spicing up your marriage. And these are little things that make the marriage, keep the spark, keep the fire in your home. Learn to surprise her with gifts. Let her see a different man every day. A different kind of man every day.
Thank you so much, Mommy. This is actually a very insightful time from the videos of the ladies and to the analysis done. I think most of the time you find it difficult to understand what the people say, but I think she has actually explained what she said. The woman that said love, she explained. And it was a very good explanation for all these things. We're very happy to have you today in our program, and we're hoping to have you more. Okay, so basically, we feel like you're enjoying the program, and we don't know you. So it's going to be a good thing that you drop us a comment on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you want to join us from. You can now just drop a comment on Prophet Godfrey Ministries. And we'll go back to the video before we close the program, where you now listen to it again, refresh your mind on the beautiful things that were said by these women. For every woman is a participant of this program, whether you're watching us or not, we love you. Thank you for giving us and granting us an audience. Thank you for answering us. We might meet you on the street one day. We might meet you on the
To know
street.
your own perspective, your own expectation. And next week is for the male gender.
Get some baskets to give our men, to give the women. They finished us today in the studio. But anyway, I'm still proud to be a man. Thank you so much for joining us. I love you. This is the Counter TV. I see you very small visuals. And I'm still with my mom.
See you next week.
See you
Next week.
I love you.
Bye.
Good morning and welcome to Encounter TV one more time. And today we are doing a marriage program where we ask most of our women what they expect from marriage. But first of all, you tell us your name, introduce yourself, and how long you've been married.
My name is Mrs. Rosemary Adams. I'm from Delta State. I've been married for 23 years now.
Emmanuel. I am evangelist Mrs. Happy Okolo. I've been married for a good 16 years now.
Yeah. My name is Mrs. Angela Obaka. I've been married by the grace of God for 15 years now.
11 years now, 2013.
I am Mrs. Ojoa Borders, married now for 6 years.
Okay, my name is Kenneth Joy Edu, and I've been married for 10 years.
To love me more, to trust me as his wife, and to care for me, then to respect me too.
Well, my expectation from him, I want him to be more closer to God, because with God all things are possible, and those that have God, they don't die anyhow. They don't die prematurely. They don't seek anyhow sickness. So I really want, that is my most priority. I want him to be more closer to God, and that is just all I want from him.
And you take the responsibility of the house, you take the responsibility of the children. Because when you come, your husband, your wife see you, they will be happy. See, my lovely husband is coming. Make sure say your wife, when they see you and you are coming home, they will be more happy. No, I will see my husband and maybe coming from her, and my mind will fly. Say, this man will come again. Oh, house will catch fire now. You make your when you go out, your family will miss you, your wife will miss you. They will say, I'm missing my husband. Not when you come, they'll be afraid to say, this man have come again. Oh.
Anytime I speak from the scripture. Men are commanded to love their wife. It is not the woman that loves the husband. As a man, you are expected, you are commanded. Every eye is on you to love your wife, irrespective of who she is, her background, or whatever she is going through. Just love her. Once you love her, as a woman, once love is given to you as a woman, you love your wife, she will give you your respect, the respect that you deserve from him. And one thing again is tolerance. You tolerate each other. None of us is perfect, but I believe when you understand your spouse, you know what he or she likes, you walk towards it.
One is to listen to the wives when they talk, because most men, sorry to say, they don't listen to their wives when they give advice. When it's in later backfire, it also falls back to the wife. So they should always give their wives listening ears. Do you understand? Don't undermine the advice of a godly wife.